Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. Um I'm going to try to cram a lot into this video because I get a lot of people that ask me questions about how I manipulate my wigs, or more so like when I start snip snip, cut cut, hack hack, and all the little tips and tricks that I have. Um, Sometimes I get questions that people will ask me, well, how did you put layers in that? Or how did you thin that out and things like that? I get a lot of questions about that. And so I got a lot to cover and I really hate making long videos. I really do. So I'm going to try to cram a lot into this video. So first and foremost, let me just tell you, I have no background in hair cutting or any of that kind of stuff, other than the fact that when I was growing up, I had a huge thing for hair. I like to cut hair, curl hair, and do just all those things. Like when I was a kid, I played with Barbie dolls and all mine were bald. They were bald. I cut their hairs off. I had the Barbie head style head when I was a kid. My mom would give me one for Christmas. It seems like every Christmas, every birthday, every holiday, I got a new one because I constantly was cutting it bald. So, and then when I was a teenager, I started cutting my own hair at 12. Yeah, I really did. I experimented on myself. I had short hair, shorter than a boy. I'm talking hair like up your over your ears and bangs, and back in the 80s, you feathered it, and oh yeah. And I had short hair for the longest time because I kept cutting and hacking and cutting and hacking, and I'd make a mistake and I'd have to fix it, and I went through some really awkward time frames with my hair in my teenagerhood. And then eventually I just let it grow. And so it grew, and I have never been to a salon. I swear I am the only one who cuts my hair. I am the only one. I will not let nobody touch my hair. Um so with that being said, I'm going to kind of jump right into the video so that I can try not to make this video so long. My wig that I am going to be showing you some of the stuff on today is going to be the wig that I received from Wigs called Carrie. Now, we're not doing a review on Carrie, but I will tell you that you can watch my last video. Maybe I'll put the link down below to show you. You can go watch that video. But right now, I'm just basically going to focus on how I do some layering. So, of course, the first thing you're going to need is the mannequin head, which I have not been able to find another one like this with the really long neck, because I like that with your longer wigs, this longer neck, and it's broke a few times, and I have, for those of you who know me and know what my name is, I have jerry-rigged this neck 4 or 5 different times because it would break. So, and then I made my own stand for her. See how she's got this hole in the bottom? Okay, well, I jerry-rigged my stand for her. So, this is a paper towel holder, and this is a piece of PVC piping, tubing, whatever you want to call it. So, I duct taped and zip tied the PVC pipe to the paper towel holder because it acts as the stand. You see this wig hair all over it. So it acts as the stand. So now I'm going to put this right here. Handy dandy wig head. Okay. And like I said, the wig that I am going to be hacking on is going to be the Carrie wig. Now I've already done some cutting to her. So like if you watch my last video about her, I have already put some face framing layers in her, and I've already cut some other layering in her, but I'm going to go ahead because I can manipulate all day long, and she's still kind of long for me, and still her bangs are too long, so I'm going to go ahead and redo it just so that you guys can see. So you're going to want to put it on your wig head exactly the way it would be on your head. Make sure like the ear tabs are in the right spot. Here's an ear tab. Here's an ear tab, so make sure they're in the right spot as if it was on your own head. Shift it back on her forehead as if it was on your own head. Okay? Okay, so now that she's on the wig head, you are going to need some T-pins so that you can secure her to the wig head. So while you're manipulating her and working her, she doesn't slide all over the place. So these are the T-pins. I'm sure that you all know what T-pins are. If you do not have T-pins, you can use the other little sewing pins. What I do like about the sewing pins is that if you push your T-pins in really far, sometimes it's harder to get them out and it's harder to see where they're at. Whereas obviously if you use the little pins like this, you see the little colorful head sticking up. So you need at least 4. You're going to pin it at the top, pin her down at the top, and just push the T-pin into the styrofoam head. And then I separate the hair in the back and find the nape of the neck and get right in there and through the wig cap and T-pin it to the back. Okay, so now you're secure at the top and the back. Then I have 2 more left, which I will secure the sides down. So find the side and secure it down. Same thing on the other side. So like I said, I use 4 T-pins. You can use however many you want, but if you don't use enough, your wig will slide around. Okay. So then the next thing you're going to need are your supplies, like your scissors and maybe like some spritzes of water, a brush, and a comb and things like that. Okay, so I have my scissors. I have a little bit of Wig and Weave conditioner spray that will kind of dampen it a little bit while I'm working on it. I also use a alligator clip to pin some hair out of the way so that while I am cutting the hairs that I want, the rest of it's out of the way. This is going to be just a quick show and tell. I'm not going to go and manipulate the whole wig. I'm just going to manipulate a little section where I feel like it's a little bit still too thick, and I may go back in through here and redo some of the face framing layers, because that seems to be the one question that I get a lot is, how are you doing your face framing layers? And like I said, I'm going to say this again. I cannot stress this enough. I am not a professional. Everything that I do to my wigs is trial and error. I mean that. And error, because I have messed up a lot of wigs. Thank God when I started my wig journey, I was buying El Cheapio wigs, you know, like 10, you know, cheap wigs. I'm going to say $10. Hell, I haven't seen a $10 wig in never. Like $20 wigs, you know, like your, oh gosh, we all know what those wigs are, you know, like your Sensational and like your Freak Trust Equal. I mean, I had done ruined a lot of them wigs, you know, Freak Trust Equal. Thank you. My dog alarms are gonna go off. I hear somebody coming to the back door, so hold on a second. All right, false alarm. It was just my son. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to do the best I can so that you can see what I'm doing. Carrie has a lot of permatease on the top of her head, so I have done her part to try to disguise all that permatease. I mean, you can never get rid of that, but the special way that I do the parting on it is in the video for her that I did several videos back. Maybe I'll put that link down below. So I'm going to, so I like this to be parted on the side like this. And for the face framing layers, I just go right here by my face. You can actually see where I've done these layers already. So in a nutshell, you basically just take your scissors. If you're adding layers, you just take the hair, kind of pull it out like this. You take your scissors and you just basically lightly go down in a downward angle. Okay, and you just keep repeating that in the same area. Now let me tell you something though, wherever you start that very first contact with the hair, that's where your layer is going to start, and you want to make sure you just keep traveling down, because if you don't, it isn't going to really blend well. You're just going to have like a, you know what I mean, in the hair. So you want to pick up some hair again, and then you just go down on an angle, start, kind of go down. I know it sounds terrible, don't it? It's like, but so right there's a layer right there. See how it's starting to like layer up? Now, I mean, it's really hard for me to do this. I mean, I really wanted to do like a good show for you guys of how I'm layering, but honestly, you really just have to play. If you're afraid, then buy yourself a dirt cheap wig, throw it on the head, do what I said, put the stick pins in it, and play. Get your scissors, get some water and a comb, and play. Honestly, that is the best advice that I could give, is to play. All right, like I said, this was not the best video ever, but that is technically what I do, is I pull the hair out. I've even done this on my Courtney. I mean, I've actually put a few more face framing layers in her because she was a little thick around the face, and because of my hair. And I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be scared. I used to be, oh God, oh, but I'm not even afraid anymore, you know? If you practice on a cheap wig, you will get it, and then you will not be afraid anymore. That's the best advice I can give when it comes to that. Like I said, a lot of people ask me, how are you doing this to your hair? How are you layering? Well, in a nutshell, that's how I do it. Anyhow, well, that is it. I just wanted to do a quick little video about that. So hopefully that helped a few people. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to drop them down below, and I will do my best to answer them, or to do a video. If there's anything else that anybody wants to know, just say it, and I'll try to do the best I can. So anyways, with that, have a great day. Bye, guys.